Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back with our Fortnite video. And in today's video, I want to share with you guys the best settings to use here in Chapter 3. I made a video like this at the very beginning of the season, so I wanted to make an updated one to showcase just the best settings that I recommend as of right now. And I have changed a couple of things since that first video, so I really wanted to go over all of the settings that I currently use and that I recommend for you guys to try out. That's really going to make your game run the best, and some great sensitivity settings to use that's going to allow you to build faster, edit faster, and also hit more shots here in Fortnite. And real quick, before we get into the video, up on the screen I have the VBuck giveaway winner of this week. I give away 2,800 VBucks every single Friday, and if you guys would like a chance to enter the next giveaway and win a free VBuck card, all you guys have to do is simply drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. I will be giving out one of these cards every single Friday. I will share the screenshot of the winner in the video, so make sure you guys stay updated if you are interested in winning free V-Bucks. And lastly, if you guys want to support me in the item shop, just go down to the bottom right, hit on support a creator, type in creator code Young Humor, and you guys will have me supported in the item shop as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so getting right into the video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of the settings that I recommend here for Chapter 3, all of the things that I've changed and that I really like as of currently. So going to my video settings, my display, and my graphics settings, everything here is pretty standard. Going down into the graphics quality settings, I basically did change over to performance mode because the input delay is the lowest and my frame rate is just so much better on the performance mode as compared to like DirectX 11 or DirectX 12. So that's why I'm currently using it. There is a bug where if you're not on the epic view distance, you still can't get the regular builds even with high meshes. And just having the epic view distance really does hurt my frame rate pretty bad. So this is why I recommend as of right now, if you want the best frame rate possible, you really want to use the settings that I have here. Low meshes just makes the game look really, really bad. There's not really that much difference between low and high meshes, other than low meshes does kind of take out some detail that does look really, really good on high meshes, and then the frame rate's just about the same. So going into the game settings, as far as your movement, you want to have the auto open door feature on mantle activation. I like to have it on jump or hold jump, and that allows me to basically mantle when I want, and if I don't want to mantle, then I don't. I really don't accidentally mantle when I have hold jump on. That's why I recommend that setting. Going to the game settings, you want to have your shotgun in the first slot. Second slot is your SMG. Two consumable items, I'll have either like my heals or I'll have some utility item like shockwave grenades or just anything like that. I'll have in the 3 and 4 loadout slot, and then in the 5th slot, I do use an assault rifle. So this is the setup that I recommend every controller player to use as far as your guns. And going down to the building settings, you want to have turbo building on, of course, confirm edit on release, disable pre-edit option, and then down here at the bottom, there's not really anything else to change other than to make sure to have taps to search/interact, and then record replays off if you don't actually use the replays, because it will help your frame rate a little bit by having this on rather than on. Hud Scale, you want to have it lower than 100%. I recommend being around an 80%. You can be at like an 85 or like 75. But the reason I don't have it on 100 is just because there's no real benefit of having your Hud Scale overly big. As long as you can see everything, then you're good to go. And as far as the sensitivities I recommend a 0.14 slide hold time. This is really good. You can have this higher or lower. It is personal preference. Now, I don't really use this reset camera access settings as of right now, just because I'm literally out of spaces on my controller for the bind. But this setting is really good, and if you do use it, I recommend being on the second setting and then having a 0.15. And this will allow you, so if you hold your analog stick to the left and then you press the reset camera access bind, then your character will look to the left. If you hold right on the left analog stick, then your character will look to the right. So it's a really good, super OP setting, but I really just don't have anywhere to put it on my controller, so that's the only reason I'm not using it. But it is a really good setting, and if you have an extra slot, then putting it on will help you guys out. So going into the sensitivity settings, I recommend a 2.4 for my build mode. My edit mode multiplier is on a 2.2. And then I am really liking a 38% for my horizontal and vertical speed. I've really never played really low sensitivities, but I'm really liking the 38%. It just feels so perfect, and I'm just able to beam players close range with my SMG and shotgun. My aim assist feels really strong, and tracking just feels effortless at this range with a 38% sensitivity, and it doesn't feel overly slow as well. Of course, if you're on a really high sensitivity, it might make it feel pretty slow, but at least for me, it feels comfortable, and I really do like having the 38%. The building and editing sensitivity, I recommend having the editing sensitivity just slightly lower than the building, and the reason for that, it makes certain edits a lot easier because crosshair placement with editing is just so important, and being on a high sensitivity is just going to make it much harder to control your edits than with a lower sensitivity. So I still have my editing sensitivity kind of high on like 2.2, but I don't have it too high to the point where it's hard to control. I'm able to have really good crosshair placement with the sensitivities that I have, and that's why a 2.4 for my building and a 2.2 for my editing works for me. And going to my ADS sensitivity, I have a 13% on both with no boost. Now, there is two options that I recommend for your aim down sight sensitivity. So the first one is going to be the sensitivity that I have currently, and that is a 13% for my horizontal and vertical speed. Now, this is really good sensitivity if you want to be able to aim down your sights with your shotgun or SMG close range, which I have gotten into the habit of quite recently because I do use it quite a bit when I play keyboard and mouse. And when you do aim down your sights, when you use your shotgun, more often than not, you're going to be hitting for higher damage shots. And I'll just showcase from back here. So I'm able to hit 100 damage, 94 damage headshot from about this far, which is pretty far back. And if I go to hip fire, you can still get that same damage, but it's just going to be much harder to keep that pellet spread tight. And so you're going to end up missing a couple pellets on your shotgun, which is going to reduce your damage. So you don't want to aim down your sights every single time with your shotgun, but usually at the range I'm at, or maybe just slightly closer, is a good range in which if I wanted to use my shotgun, that's where I would use it. And aiming down sights is going to increase the damage by a little bit. But if you don't really like that sensitivity, because it does kind of sacrifice the long range shots because it's not as consistent there, I recommend the sensitivity I have on screen. This is a great sensitivity if you want a good balance in between long range and close range sensitivity, because this sensitivity here is going to allow you to beam players from range very effortlessly. That's why I do like having the boost, but the only reason I don't is I think not having the boost is better when it comes to consistency at aiming down your sights with your shotgun and SMG. But when it comes to long range shots, I'm not going to lie, 13% makes it a little bit difficult. So this sensitivity here is going to be the best, I think, for most players, unless you have the playstyle that I have, in which aiming down sights with your shotgun or SMG close range is something that actually matters to you. Then I would recommend a 13% on the horizontal and vertical speed with no boost. So you can try out both those settings and just stick to one that you like the most. But those two are really, really good. So the one I have is better for close range, and then the one I just showed is the better for long range. And so going into my controller dead zone, I'm a 10% and a 9%. I have the foot controller setting off your dead zones. You want them as low as you can without having any stick drift. That's kind of the overall point that you want to have for your dead zones. And I did make a full video on how to find them exactly. But going into my binds, I do play with 4 paddles, so it might be a little bit different from what you guys have. But if you are curious and want to know what I have, my upper left paddle is my pickaxe, my upper right paddle is my edit button, my bottom left paddle is jump, and my bottom right is bound to the B button, which is how I place like launch pads, traps, anything like that. And I have my emotes on my build controls, which I have it on Y. So I could have it down on the D-pad, but on my combat controls, I have that as my tactical sprint button, which I found to be a lot more useful than just having your emotes. So if I want to emote, I just pull out my builds, which is a little inconvenient, but I'd rather have my tactical sprint on my D-pad than just have my emotes on it. I feel like it's just more useful for actual gameplay. And then as far as my edit controls, my confirm is on left trigger, and my reset button is on the right stick down. I found this to be really comfortable. You can also use the right bumper for reset. That's also a great option too. So these are all of the settings and binds and just literally everything that I have currently for controller here in chapter 3. I did make a couple changes, like I'm using performance mode, my sensitivity is a little different, and I'm just changing things because a lot of times I'll end up having something and then I just think that something else is just slightly better. Like I didn't currently use boost up until the last couple of weeks when it came to ADS sensitivity, but boost is a really great option for long range shots. I currently don't have it because it's a little bit better for close range, and that's why I try to focus a lot of my gameplay on, just a lot of close range, in your face type of fights. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys found this of use. If you guys could, drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you guys will get notified every single time I upload a new video and when I live stream on this channel. But with that being said, I really appreciate all you guys watching the video. And alright guys, I will see you next video.